This is 5 on your side at 6. Focused on you.
Tonight, community leaders say the cycle of teen violence needs to stop. The call for action comes as a girl remains in critical condition after a fight near Hazelwood East High School. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Bush.
I'm Kelly Jackson. Ann Allred has the night off. Video of the violent attack began circulating widely on social media this weekend. 5 on your side's Diamond Palmer is live in North St. Louis County. She has new details.
Well, Kelly and Mike, a 15-year-old girl is in juvenile custody on assault charges for her part in that Friday fight. Today, I spoke to an organization that works with youth to address violence, and they are calling on the district to implement more solutions.
When I put myself in the shoes of parents and administrators and even other students, the first thing that I can imagine is that fear starts to rise.
Dr. Marty Casey is the founder of Ungun Institute. That was her first reaction when she saw video of teenagers fighting near Hazelwood East High School on Friday. The video, along with Ring doorbell footage, shows a girl's head being slammed into the concrete multiple times. Police say she remains in critical condition, and a 15-year-old is being held by family court on assault charges. Dr. Casey's organization works actively with 13 schools in the St. Louis area, providing trainings for teachers and students to disarm many types of violence. She hopes the Hazelwood district reaches out for help.
If they are not bringing in organizations like mine and others, there lies the problem. Because if you have a board that's voting on, and they're looking at it from the aspect of the financial commitment, well, that seems to be too much. What is too much for protecting a child? There's no such thing, because the lives of our children are priceless.
Dr. Casey says in order to stop the epidemic of violence, everyone has to take accountability, including students, parents, and school administrators.
We can no longer just continue to sweep it under the rug and wait until it hits our own backyard, because it could be too late.
The Hazelwood School District released a statement over the weekend saying in part, please be kind and respectful of the families involved during this difficult time and pledge to help work toward the betterment of our community. But when I reached out to them for more details on this matter, they referred me to police. Meanwhile, Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey says the 15-year-old girl should be tried as an adult, but ultimately that is up to the juvenile court system and if they want to schedule a hearing. So far, there has been no hearing scheduled. Reporting live in North County, Diamond Palmer, 5 on your side.
The Major K Squad is investigating a shooting on a Metro bus in Berkeley that left at least 2 people hurt. It happened this afternoon on Airport Road, just a couple of blocks from Berkeley City Hall and a fire station. Investigators say the several people were on board the bus at the time. No word of any arrests.
Fontbonne University is closing after more than 100 years in Clayton. The Sisters of St. Joseph's of Carondelet founded the Catholic Liberal Arts University in 1923. Today's news comes 3 months after the university announced it was dropping 21 academic programs due to declining enrollment and a shrinking endowment. The school will remain open through the summer of 2025 to allow as many students as possible to complete their degrees.
They'll have individualized plans so that if they want to graduate from here and can, they will sit down with their advisors or with their faculty members and they will plot out semester by semester courses so that they can finish by the end of next summer. And I think that will take care of the juniors and seniors and frankly some of the sophomores that we have.
The university will help students who can't finish their degrees by next summer find another school that fits their needs. Tonight, the St. Louis Archdiocese All Things New Consolidation Plan continues to have an impact on parishes and schools across the area.
The Archdiocese announced it is closing 2 more elementary schools. 5 on your side's Mercedes McKay shows us why community members aren't giving up.
I think the community is really going to suffer by not having this anchor in place.
Like many, attending St. Rock Catholic School runs in Mike Stevens' family.
All my kids went here.
Now that tradition may never continue.
It's disappointing that they won't have that option.
St. Rock Catholic School is one of 2 elementary schools the St. Louis Archdiocese announced would close at the end of this school year. The St. Louis Archbishop accepted the recommendations to close the elementary in the heart of the Skinker de Bolivar neighborhood, as well as Little Flower School in Richmond Heights, after a committee looked at enrollment, staffing, location, and funding at one 1/3 of the parish schools.
It's a very important hub of activity for the community, and it's a great loss to our community in general.
According to the Archdiocese, Little Flower School's enrollment fell from 138 students in 2019 to 80 students this year, and there are currently only 8 students enrolled for the next school year. Similarly, St. Roch School's enrollment fell from 195 students in 2018 to 130 students this year, with only 74 enrolled for the next school year.
The uncertainty just took its toll, and we really had a difficult time recovering from that situation.
Stevens tells me that over the past few months, enrollment here at St. Roch Catholic School actually started to increase. But unfortunately, with the ongoing situation and the uncertainty it was bringing, many families began to leave.
It had a chilling effect on new families coming to St. Roch, all created by the way the Archdiocese managed this whole all things new process.
Weeks ago, parishioners raised $400,000 for their beloved school and church. Momentum Stevens prays will only continue.
We're encouraging all of our parishioners to continue to support the school through next year and to continue to support our parish as a community and our church building.
Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
More closures could be announced before the start of the next school year. The Archdiocese says it is working with impacted faculty, staff, and families following the announcement.
After returning to St. Louis for a high-profile trial, Janae Edmondson's parents delivered a direct message to city leaders. They want to see swift action to improve safety on city streets. The city approved a $40 million Safer Streets plan, but they haven't broken ground yet. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, has more on what's taking so long. Mark.
And frustrated or impatient commuters sometimes wish the city's efforts to redesign or repair the roads would move as fast as those drivers that speed along them. But drawing up the blueprints, talking to engineers and consultants, planning all of this, then hiring the contractors, taking competitive bids, it all takes a lot of time. So while that long-term plan comes together, are there any short-term measures that might work to improve safety now? We know the city quickly swapped a yield sign out for a stop sign after Janae Edmondson's crash, and the city went putting up those concrete barriers in key places when the DNC came to town. One alderman in South City showed us how concrete barriers in the so-called suicide lane are working to deter reckless driving until permanent medians can be installed. Whatever the plan, the Edmondson family just wants to see some sign that someone is taking all this seriously.
You can either make excuses or you can take action.
There are a lot of things they can do right now by narrowing the streets.
Automated cameras are, a mechanism to help with the enforcement side of that. Obviously the police could be doing more in terms of being out there and citing folks. But from an infrastructure perspective, things like, evaluating streets and what makes sense to slow cars, prevent accidents, and things of that nature are super important.
Plans to bring automated cameras back to measure red light violations and speed are in the works. And the police department says it has enacted a number of high-profile, high-visibility traffic stops in recent days in some trouble zones. But at this point, there's really nowhere for the city to go but up. A study by WalletHub surveyed to try to find the best and worst cities to drive in America. And in that safety column, St. Louis ranked last. Live downtown, Mark Maxwell, 5 on your side.
Coming up, the Army Corps of Engineers digging deep holes in some basements in Florissant. The answers they hope to find.
And we are tracking a weather system that's going to get us active weather-wise here later this week. But in the meantime, we're talking and tracking warm temperatures.